Respect, unconditional love, married upon self. You already know what it is. It's your boy, Ariel Naga. Nu Panu Ka Panu Ku Panu Ka. You can call me Naga, call me Ariel, or you can call me L. Please like, comment, or subscribe, depending on how you feel about the information that I give. All comments are welcome. I may not respond to all of them depending on the content, but all comments are welcome. Now, I like to get loose with it, and see, my conversations are kind of based on majority direct ground level, how we would talk, you know. And today I want to be a little bit more in depth about myself. So, you know, it's like no guards up or nothing like that. Like, we've all had crazy traumatic. And see, I'm not one to even like to do stuff like this. Like, I don't like putting out my story like it's important. Like, I handle my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been the type of kid growing up. And this is going to help you. It's going to help understand why my format follows the way it does. Like, as a kid, ever since I was little, I felt like I was super. Like 1, 2, 3 years old, like it's documented. I would fly off anything. Like head first, I would jump off a table, dive into you head first. Bang! Like I was nuts. You know what I'm saying? Like I was nuts. I used to climb trees and get to the top tree and be on the top branch and then swaying in the wind like this, knowing that branch could break any minute. You know what I mean? I always been like a daredevil. You know what I'm saying? Like always just doing that extra shit. Want to fly, want to run super fast, want to break through shit. You know what I'm saying? It's always been me. So when things would happen to me in my life, that happiness that contained me to, you know, be by myself and have fun wherever I was or do anything, you know, when I was by myself, like it would always make me look for the best positive situation out of whatever negative took place. And in life, you lose different confidences. When you go through pain and shit, you lose shit. Like, you know, you lose strength that you might have built up through high school. Now you a man, you know what I'm saying? So you taking that strength like I'm ready for the world. You knock out some niggas, you know, you grab some bras, you know, you do some things, and then you get tested. You might win or lose, you know what I'm saying? That might take something from you. You know what I mean? These are mundane things in life that temper off of the reaction of the system. The system was made to have a trickle-down effect. Remember back in the day, people used to go crazy over those pyramid schemes and shit like that? What the fuck you think this country is made out of? The idealism of it. It's let everything trickle down to a lower aspect. And unfortunately, if you're not fortunate, that's economics. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's simple as that. So, with that paradigm of systematic situations over the period of years that this system was developed and processed and, you know, nudged left and right to do whatever, it was always molded to stay away from the benefit of people of color. It's not rocket science. And then if you did become substantial at some point in this iniquity, which we call the time of a country, then you were more or less not successful off your own recognizance. It's a lighter way of saying that you might have kissed a lot of ass. Or might have did some buck dancing and shit like that. At the bottom line, it's always the still power. It's a lie to seem like things are better than what they are. Shit. It's so much information out there. It's no secret that can be had. Motherfuckers be walking around here wanting to have, you know, the hierarchy feeling because your ancestors taught you that you possibly may be better. Now, have you ever asked yourself, why'd your ancestors and this is like directly for Caucasians or whatever, like, you never understood why would your ancestors teach you something that wasn't just spoken out by people. See, like, I was raised that if you didn't do nothing, you have nothing to say. If you know that you're good like that, why do you have to prove it? You prove it when the time is, you don't got to show shit to nobody. You just do what you got to do for whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? All that talking shit is for the birds. What I've always noticed in this country, it's always been, well, you this, you this, you this. Which started out from another side saying that you're nothing, you're black, you're a nigger, you're nothing, you're this, you're this, you're this. And it's like, damn, yo, why you so hard on people? What's the purpose of being hard on people? And then I'm reading this shit as the years go through, and, you know, I'm running across information, and I find this like this real story of slavery and how it took place and how it didn't quite go how they produce in the movies, which people are more apt to believe movies because somebody had to allow it to go. So they're thinking that maybe because it says based on a true story, it has to be somewhat true. But then you find out that, you know, the people who are implementing all this pain on you was going through it themselves by their own people, right? And you're like, damn, white people were slaves? Was getting hung, beaten, whipped by their own people in Britain, in Europe. That's why they ran over here. Then you got, you know, the Amari Khan. You got the place where people are giving you, you know, indenture. That meant like contract. That's a contract. You make a contract with somebody, you know, so you can get, you know, funds, save your funds to allocate somewhere for you to stay, eat, and reside. So now all these people running from fucking Britain and Europe, these are prisoners of their own people. Prisoners, straight criminals. They run from over there, get out of jail, come over here. People trying to help them be good or whatever, help them look out for them. And then they rape, they pillage, and they kill. And then they flip the same thing that they was going through on everyone here. And then they lie, and then they change this. And then as the years go on, you have offspring that are learning from the people who are propagating this falsified understanding. So then they're teaching their offspring how to maintain this. And as the years go by, this is what's happening. Florida ain't never used to be no little fucking small place like that. It used to be all the way over in Louisiana. It's a lot of different things, and especially the names of the places. So it's not even about blaming shit. It's about being strong enough to see what you take. Everybody's so afraid to see what shit feel like, but life is about feeling. The contrast of anything that you live cannot be existent without the attribute of having another side to that. And this is the bottom line. Like, how are you going to experience anything without what possibly can be opposite to the circumstance that you're trying to experience? There's no experience. Even being able to have negativity or hate for somebody, you couldn't have it or have an option to have it unless it was existent. What feel good and what don't feel good doesn't give you control on how to act that situation. Shit get real deep, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was just telling a friend of mine, a real good friend of mine, I love to do death. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, you know, I ain't gonna even say it like that. I'm gonna say that most people, even within their knowledge, hit a ceiling. And if you understand knowledge, when you're learning, then you know that attribute within itself, not the stuff you're learning, just the motion of learning is progressive. That means it's going forward. So then at some point of this knowledge that you're gaining in, and it fills you up with whatever you know, you hit a ceiling and you look backwards. And you look backwards and say, oh, you motherfuckers are stupid. You're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not doing that, right? The universe is always going to test you on what you think you know. And majority of the time, because you're obtaining the knowledge, it does not mean that you're apt to comprehend how to use it. Thus, the reason for the turnaround. Because if I'm going in a progressive motion, I have no need to stop. If I don't need gas, food, piss, shit, or sleep, why the fuck am I stopping for? So most people are wrapped in the ego aspect still, dealing with this world that we live in, which is duality. So then your ego is going to play a role. So then you have to look back to chastise or to try to correct, to guide something, because power has an addiction in itself. And when you're learning knowledge, you're like, oh, snap, I know this now, which is gaining increments of power. It's like a video game when you get in 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, but then you might get a 50 and you get a bunch of those little ones and you get another 100 and a bunch of little ones. It's like that. That's how knowledge is learned. So you might be getting knowledge, and you're gaining this shit. But the reason you're gaining it is not because you comprehend it. It's because it's available. You got to comprehend it before you use it. And if you don't comprehend it before you use it, you know what you end up doing? You end up being an aspect of the negativity that you're trying to shut down. Whether that's getting wrapped up in your own emotions about what you think you know about the knowledge that you're obtaining, or trying to be outlandish on people who haven't obtained the knowledge that you obtained, saying that they're less thereof. So, with this lesson, we have to be mindful of the overall. This is why back in the day, and it started some years back when everybody was awakening, meditation was the point. You know what I'm saying? Before they started cross-breeding up to doing XYZ, meditation and focus was a point. Reading is fundamental, but reading was because it sat you down and took you away from shit, which would make you still. And if you still, now your brain got something to work on, which was words. So then your brain will grow because you're reading words out of a book. That would have led you to do it again and again and again and again. This is called base integrity. This is the basics to building integrity. See, most motherfuckers just be thinking shit. They don't know why shit was put together. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, everything has a reason. This is why they said this back in the day. Sit down and read a book. That's why I said they would have said go read a book, opposed to saying sit down and read a book. Sit your ass down because you're moving around too fucking much. Read a book because you need to be thinking about something else besides what's in your fucking mind at the moment. I'm not telling nobody to read a book. What I'm telling you is understand how to lock down your own functions and emotions, how they are reacting to the world surrounding you. And if the world surrounding you has things that are plucking the strings of your emotional aspect, and it's not allowing you to control your own emotions, to use them for people instead of having them used on you, then these things that are making your emotions come available through your physical, which is going to allow it to be more resonant because your emotions is on your body. Here's your emotions right here. It's all over. You wash your emotions every day. You know what I'm saying? You wash your emotions. You're like, oh my God, if I look right. You washing your emotions. Your emotions is on your body. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you get your feelings hurt. You know what I'm saying? That's why motherfuckers be like, yo, be hard. Your feelings hurt because you wear your emotions on your body. You know what I'm saying? It can be somewhere that somebody can pop your armor and put a kink in it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody lose it. Now, overall, you always have controlling aspects like your government, even down to the streets. Everything is trying to be resonant. Nothing is trying to be unconditional. So how do you solve a worldly issue or even close in contact issue when there's so much altitude with other things? Well, you be the image. First, you got to comprehend how you would like to be treated. Most people don't know how the fuck they want to be treated because they out here bugging the fuck out. You treat people how you want to be treated. So most of the time, when people are lashing out and they're saying things and they're going through a lot of shit in life, they are in pain. You want to call it a mental issue? You want to call it loss? You want to call it financial? Whatever. You want to call it marriage? Fine. But at the end of the day, it's still affecting you how you think and how you handle people, which means your integrity does not have a base of constance now. When integrity, whatever it is, whatever that integrity is you building on, whenever it's locked in a constant is when it gets strong. It's just like a jab. Boom, boom. That's an integrity of a boxer. He throw his jab 100 million times. Run in front of it if you think it's weak. His integrity will prove his point. that's in the answer of anything. So then how do you follow anything when yet, see, you see how easy people turn to sheeple? And you think just because people are following one aspect that you're not a sheeple. Do you understand the aspects that built this country? Do you know how many followers and leaders, how many people who was hurt, how many people were murdered, how many people were mauled? The breakdown of the dirt stories that'll never be told. This is the existence of where we at now. So anything under this sun is real. Anything that you can think of under this sun is real. So just because it's not happening to you doesn't make the attribute. So what you got to believe in is your life is more important at the aspect. It's you. Always you individually. How you perceive the outcoming world and incoming world is all going to be up to you. Your friends might not see it how you see it. Your audience might not see it how you see it. Your family, just because you're immersed in emotion. Majority of the time, we learn through life, through different attributes, how to handle different parts of our emotions, which formulates the character. The integrity is always going to be that muscle that's worked when nobody's around that allows you to be around people in a comfortable manner. So even if you're not comfortable or not, your integrity is based on what you do in your private time. So if you a bitch in your private time, you a bitch around people. If you a pussy in your private time, you a pussy around people. If you're fucking crazy in your private time, you crazy around people and you're social. This war that they know exists within the system of the people that grew up here, ancestors and all, whether it's, fortuitive or not, depending on the culture. They know that everybody's intertwined with that. They know inside you fucked up. Motherfuckers went from saying hi to being high. Motherfuckers went from hating bad to being bad. Remember when I was young, I used to watch Michael Jackson with a leather coat and thought that was the shit. Or Mickey Mouse riding up on a motorcycle in a leather coat, flick a cigarette. This is our country we live in. Promoting that to kids at a different attribute, but everybody's saying, oh, I remember, and I'm going to tell y'all some real shit. I went through some troubling times as a kid. I had things happen to me just like a lot of people had things happen to them, but by a woman. And when I would tell my mother, she didn't believe me. And I carried that for a while. And then like all my little girlfriends and relationships and shit, I'll be wondering why them shits don't work right. I'm promiscuous as hell. Like I want to smash and go. I remember when the lady, I'm 5 years old, she pushed me off her and told me I wasn't nothing. Laying on the hard floor and shit. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn to deal with that. Telling my mother, going through other shit in life, knowing that I'm the problem in the circumstance, like being in relationships and knowing I'm the problem because I'm smart enough to know the indifference, but still trying to look for the better way out because it's my character. So then I would always find a way to understand how it was always me. That's fucked up. So I'm trying to find out where my edge is at as an individual. Like I would literally look at each little thing that I would do, and it would take me away from what society said was the quote unquote type of person. I had to quarantine myself years ago. I'm like, yo, I got to get the fuck away from people so I can readjust what the fuck is going on because I'm out here doing shit and it ain't cool. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers who really know me from back in the day, they'll be like, yo, you did a lot of stupid shit. Even to hear me talk like this right now, they'll think I'm on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck this nigga talking about? Not you. And then other people who know me know that's how my heart is. So you gotta choose. And then the outside world wants you to choose it before you even focus on yourself. And most people don't even know how to love themselves. So when they love themselves, they're intoxicating themselves. And I don't even mean just by drinking and drugs. I mean, shit, you might go get some food. You might say, fuck it, we gonna do this. You might waste some shit. You think that's living. We have been conditioned to love our wants opposed to our needs. And that's what you got to get back to doing. I don't give a fuck if you don't like how it tastes. If it's good for you and it won't make you sick, eat that shit. I don't care if you don't like it. It's in your vision at that moment. It's in your circumference at that moment. It's in your perception at that moment, because the Most High said it there. Your higher self said it there for you to see it. Ain't nobody else that you know is seeing that but you. But you'll still deny it. Like everything in your visual ain't in your visual for the reason. This is simple mathematics. We go through a day and we see things because it's what you're supposed to be dealing with. And then we try to take ourselves out of these things by not taking responsibility for whatever action shaped and molded us in the way that we are. And then we have a government that propagates all of the frauds that follow suit. So then you can't find no comfort. You have people out here saying, oh, out of chaos is how shit's supposed to work. That's how they want it. No, I thrive in comfortability. If I'm comfortable, I can walk around butt naked, my dick swinging. I'm out here doing whatever the fuck I want to do. I can think clear. And I ain't talking about swinging in something. I'm talking about being comfortable without nothing watching me, poking around me or whatever. I'm just comfortable. I ain't got to worry about rushing to go do this or rushing to go do that. Man, I can build a fucking city. Bare hands. And this is how I think, me personally. My last name speaks for creation. It was given to me, and it's the actual breakdown of being a creator. You know what I'm saying? So shit was funny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I'm even birthed with that name and I do these things and I got this natural talent. So, universe don't make no mistakes. The Most High, your higher self don't make no mistakes. Everybody's always worried about what's the outcome. Well, the outcome is what you don't do now. You pop all the shit in the world, scream, holler, stomp up and down, bust your head against the wall, whatever the fuck you need to do to feel good about yourself. All right, whatever. But what's being recorded, and everybody knows, say, you can't hide nothing from the universe. It's all being recorded. You can't hide nothing from God. They see everything. These sediments that's broken up in different ideologies and different cultures when they all mean the same thing. What this is saying is, every motion that you make, the motion you didn't make is being recorded. By you. So when motherfuckers get twisted in their head and they like, oh, when I meet God, the judgment. No, when you meet the self that you aren't. You can't look at it and be like, I ain't do this and I ain't do that. Nah, because it's recorded. So if you want to have fear for anything, nigga, fear yourself. Fear you. Because life ain't about XYZ, Toto, Tommy and Tom. It's not about none of that. It's not about Sarah, Beth, and Jane, or it ain't about none of that shit. It's about how much was you able to take and stay the same as you came here. Yeah, life is hard. That's the road that's wide. Everybody got it bad. Everybody. Even if they got money. Everybody got it bad. Whether they emotionally declined or financially wrecked, everybody got it bad. However, it's not about the circumstances you're placed in. It's how you handle that every day and still get out and show service. Because you're going to have to give service. That's not even something that has to be contracted. The service it's not a place where you have to go do service at. When you walk out your door, you meet people. Somebody may smile at you. And because you pissed off at the world or going through what you go, and you give the wrong feeling that Ripples affects whoever was smiling at you and fucks up that day, which causes another issue for somebody else. So then your energy has been transmuted into probably 100,000 different people before you even, before your day is even over. See, we got responsibility for our energy. And we think that, oh, somebody just does stuff. Oh, the world is fucked up because somebody just do stuff. No, well, when there's an equal level of fuckery that reigns supreme on the planet, you give room to people who want to do extra high diabolical shit. Because the lower level dirt is being done. Somebody can take it to another level now. But see, we don't see that as taking responsibility for our actions when we leave these negative babies floating around all through the states. Whatever, you could have pissed somebody off. You could have cursed somebody out. You could have disrespected somebody. Females even got it worse because they're giving false independence separate from where they come from, like you different from a nigga. No, all people came through the same poverty, the same pain. They just said, let's separate you from them. So if I rise you above them, you can look down on them. Money ain't real. It's a piece of paper. It ain't got no, you can take $1 to the fucking bank right now and you ain't gonna get no fucking gold for that shit. I don't care who you is. You ain't getting a gold for no dollar. Dollar's made out of cotton. So if that dollar got any value, it got the value of the niggas' backs that got whipped from picking it. And you hate the niggas for who broke? Shit, they don't make money. You got families out here who buy into money. Why you think on a dollar bill, it got the little letters on there and it got the numbers? That is the initials of a family's name, and that is the fucking issue of the number that is preceding that print. Just that print. Them motherfuckers is grimy. They print up millions of numbers. The biggest digits you can find. That's why it's on that dollar. That is, they got to keep track of how many people been printing so they can keep going. They ain't letting your black ass go buy no money. Make money with your name on it. For your family. You go pay fucking what, 10 cents for $1? Dollar don't cost $1 to make. Dollar costs like what, 12, 13 cents to make. People don't be knowing shit, man. And at the end of the day, all that shit means what? It means nothing. Just that the country is fucking confusion enough to have people propagate more confusion, so therefore you will never, ever, ever look inside you. I'm gonna say all that for what? We're gonna go around and do all the mathematics and break down and get the receipts and flip mountains and go through the woods of the jungles and come on the pyramids and all that and talk quantum for what? Stop being as confusing as the shit that's making everything confusing. It is simple to give unconditional love. That is the simplest thing in the world. That means you love a motherfucker whether you want to whether you want to or not. You just love them. They may say something stupid and you know it's dumb and you know that shit pissing you off right now, you still love them. They may have pissed you off right now, had you ready to curse them out. Instead of you cursing them out, you give them a hug, you embrace them, you squeeze them tight, and you tell them that you love them. Even though what they said pissed you the fuck off. It takes strength to see what you can take. It takes power to take shit. It's easy to run your mouth. It's easy to point blame. It's easy not to do right by yourself. And the only thing you should be doing right by is the fact that you was created here. Don't let a motherfucker tell you not important. Don't let the things you go through make sure that you feel that you're not important. You're still living because what you went through didn't break you. You're shining. Shine brighter. Somebody need to see that lighter. Give me some fire. You already know the vibes. I've been through a lot myself personally. And I don't like throwing my shit up in nobody's face. I just like to give people energy that I know they need, because if it wasn't there for me, I was able to give it to myself. And what I can't give to myself, I separate myself from people so I can learn how to give it to myself. So I don't hurt nobody who ain't walking the path that I'm walking. Mm. Mm. That ain't taking responsibility. Knowing that we all fucked up and we going through shit. I keep myself away because I know I'm fucked up. And when I fix and make myself better, then I got something to offer. Otherwise, as soon as I open my mouth, I'm talking about me. Can you go through life and don't judge nobody? Can you go through life in a matter of fact, go through a day, one day, and don't talk about nobody? Matter of fact, go through a day and don't talk. I ain't even trying to hold y'all. Should be real to me though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess it's just the way I look at shit. Like my grandfather used to get bucked about shit. And he used to always say, stay in the child place, speak when spoken to. And you would think, what about, he'd be like, you'll know. If I need you, I'll say something. Otherwise, stay in your place. And he ain't gonna repeat himself. My grandfather bust your chops real quick. Hit like lightning. Bye out. You remember that shit for the rest of your life. I'm just saying, man. We losing values, yo. You know what I'm saying? You don't carry yourself with respect, so you're never gonna get it. You know? You know, and some people who be like that, they stay stuck in them ways forever. You know what I'm saying? I got people in my family that just still hold grudges for nothing. Motherfuckers is 90 years old is retarded. Excuse me. Shit, some chronic. But that's my thing. That's my theory. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole breakdown is basically to get people to see that we incorporate things that people offer us in our thoughts, and it creates our world of existence, even terminologies and feelings. So as soon as we get past the fact of letting somebody conduct or reprogram your master board, then you will know how to figure out and get through this shit yourself. You've been playing the video game as long as you've been alive, so what the fuck is the problem? You know what I'm saying? For the most part, people just want to be heard. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that too. Love where there's love that's needed, it's really needed. You know what I'm saying? So it cries in a lot of different ways, and that I understand too. You know, so we all gotta do our part. You know what I'm saying? Somebody calling me. I'm out, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. One. Try to let my numbers get up.